All right. So speaking of local sports, college
Yep.
sports especially, University of Nebraska.
Mm.
What
Yep.
what you grew up in the heyday of
Oh
Tom
gosh.
Osborne and all those teams who literally ran all over the Big 12, the Big 10, the Big 8.
Yep.
Had a couple of national championships back in the 90s.
Yeah. 3, Ryan. 3.
Three. I'm sorry, three.
3 and 4 years. They from 1994 to 97, they went 60-3. I want everybody to know that Alabama has never done that.
Ooh, shots
right?
fired.
Okay.
Shots fired.
All right.
Well, wouldn't you say 2+1 shared with a certain team called Michigan with Tom Brady as their quarterback?
Well, that's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole other podcast.
But growing up in
that Michigan team
there,
wouldn't score 4 points on Nebraska, but
ooh,
they struggled with Washington State in the Rose Bowl. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
All right, I won't get you started, but let's talk about growing up
Yep.
in that heyday.
Yep.
What's the state of? I mean, not where you live and where's like the state of Nebraska itself. How excited was it to just have those kind of teams back then? Just be an elite team year after year after year.
Yep.
What was that like growing up in those days?
Yeah, so I remember before the run of 94 to 97, I remember never being able to win the big game. And I knew we'd beat all the teams that we should beat, and we'd beat them bad. But we'd get to that, that end of the year, and we know we were going to play Miami or Florida State, or even back then, Colorado was giving us fits for a while in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Yep, I seen that documentary.
Yep. And so, speed was the problem. We didn't have enough speed, especially on defense, and we couldn't stop these other teams. And so I remember watching these bowl games, just thinking like, I know we're not going to win. And in 1993, Nebraska gave Florida State everything it could handle. And it was in the 94 Orange Bowl, the 93 season. And that's really what started this like unfinished business that we need to turn the corner. I say we, like I was playing, I was, 10th. Now the next year, 94, we finally beat Miami on their home field in the Orange Bowl, the 95 Orange Bowl. And I remember, this is what's nuts. I was thinking about this, Ryan, the other day. Like my dad was as old. He was a little bit younger than I am now then. And I'm like, that is freaky to me, one. But two, it reminds me of like how long it's been since we've won a title, because he had gone 20 years since Nebraska had won a title in 1971. And so he had this 20-year gap. And here I am, 20-year gap. I'm just waiting, right, for Nebraska to win it again. But living in that time, from 1994 to really, 97, and even beyond, 96, 97, 98, 99. It was shocking when we did lose. And every game we went into, you're like, I know we're going to win. How much are we going to win by? So in that 96 Fiesta Bowl against Florida, 62-24, my wife is like, how do you have all these numbers memorized? I'm like, it's just every millennial in Nebraska is like, I have these scores memorized. I knew going into that game, like, we're going to win, but how much are we going to win by? And we won by a lot. And then the next year we didn't win, but we probably, we were a top 5 team. And then we go in 97 and we play Tennessee and Peyton Manning. And it was like, it's another SEC team. Like, bring them on. Like, we're going to crush them. And we did, 42-17. So it's mind-boggling to me now, because I talk to college students at the university who that's not their experience. And they're like, can you tell me what that was like? Because all they know now is 4-8, 5-6, 8-4. I'd kill for 8-4 right now. But the idea that, like, I knew that we were the best team in the nation was, in some ways, and probably not some good ways, but it was like our identity, right? It was my identity as a fan.
Mhm.
But it was fun. Like, it was such a blast to have Sports Illustrated write about Nebraska and put Tommy Frazier on the cover. And you're like,
Mhm.
we are a nobody. We're a flyover state. Nobody wants to come here, but we're the best. We're the best at this. This is our thing.
Mhm.
And honestly, I think that's been a part of the crisis for Nebraska fans over the last probably not 20 years, but certainly the last 5 to 8, where we know, like, we're not the best, but what is our thing? We don't have a thing. This is our
Right.
thing, and we're not the best anymore. So so there is a little bit of an identity crisis, I think, for the state, but it was just a blast, man, growing up and winning, and yeah, playing in the backyard. And I was Tommy Frazier. My brother was Amon Green, and we'd run the option, and we knew how to run the option. Like, every kid in Nebraska knew how to run it, because we were the best at it.